What's up, guys, gals, non-binary pals, and none of the above? This is DL here, live casting a game in the Kirby Street League Season 4. We're in Week 8 here. It's a battle between Finley, who's here as Bronzor, and Romeo Dude, who is Romeo Dude. So the Troy Tropiuses versus the Toronto Tepigs. We're seeing Romeo bringing a roster of Rotom Heat, Klefki, Zygarde, Mega Aggron, Persian, Alolan Persian, Licky, while Finley brings Tangrowth, Primarina, Scrafty, Mega Pidgeot, Necrozma, and Komala. So looking at this matchup, Scrafty definitely looks like a pretty big threat to able to break this Licky, Alolan Persian, Mega Aggron core, especially if it's some sort of bulk up Drain Punch set. It's a dark type, so it's immune to prankster status moves from Klefki, though of course it's got to watch out for things like Play Rough and Dazzling Gleam. This is some sort of dual dance Necrozma can definitely put in work, or especially attacking Necrozma is very threatening. Alolan Persian with the fur coat ability, really bulky. So for leads here, I'd expect either a Persian or Rotom lead on the side of Romeo. The only electric immunity on Finley's whole roster is Lightning Rod, Alola Marowak, so I'm expecting a sort of offensive Rotom Heat. It's probably got Dark Pulse, but that probably won't be clicked this game, since he has not brought the Marowak. We're seeing a Komala lead. This is leading me to believe that this is probably an offensive Komala, if he's leading with it. Possibly Choice Band with U-Turn. A lot of people like those momentum leads. Definitely just expecting a Volt Switch here from Romeo's end. It's pretty free. There's quite a few Komala checks on Romeo's side, though, between Klefki, Alolan Persian, and the Mega Aggron. Especially that Mega Aggron. Yeah, Romeo is definitely opted for a very bulky team. Probably looking to set up something like a Dragon Dance Zygarde. He's going to go for the raw overheat, as we are going to see the U-turn. This damage leads me to believe this is maybe Assault Vest Komala. And, yeah. And it shows leftovers on the Rotom. So he goes into Necrozma here. Possibly to get up Stealth Rocks. Maybe to start setting up, though that might be considered rather premature, especially with the threat of potentially Thunderwave Klefki, and if it's not speed boosting, not like a Rock Polish Necrozma, then Alolan Persian can do a decent amount of foul play, though with the Prism Armor, Necrozma can tank those decently. But looking at his team, this is the only potential rocker, so definitely I think Stealth Rocks Necrozma. Maybe something like Earth Power as a coverage move to hit Aggron and Klefki, hit Persian neutrally. Along with Photon Geyser, of course. Yeah, I'd expect going against this Tangrowth squad, this is probably something like Dragon Dance, Dragonium Zygarde. This is one of the best Zygarde sets for attempting to break through Tangrowth. Able to make it outspeed threats like the Mega Pidgeot as well. So he goes for another Overheat. Interesting choice, as he does choose to get up the Stealth Rocks. He reveals leftovers on the Necrozma, so yeah, probably a more defensive variant then, not a setup one. Yeah, it shows the rocks. So he's going to go Klefki on the Photon Geyser. So he could potentially get up a Defog here, or if he has spikes, this could be a good opportunity. Mega Pidgeot's the only spikes immunity on the side of the field. Komala likely has the Rapid Spin though. So he's going to get off the T-Wave, and the Heat Wave is going to get a nasty burn on Klefki, going to keep it from getting that leftovers recovery, negating that. The Paralysis on Necrozma should be nice for Mega Aggron and Licky, and yeah, the Yellow Magic. Not really sure what Romeo's plan is to try to deal with this, since he can't toxic the Necrozma now. So you see Moonlight, so you see the Necrozma's full moveset. So it's the Heat Wave that he went for, not the Earth Power. Pretty similar. So Overheat's going to do a decent chunk there. If he can get a crit, Necrozma will die. But he's using up a lot of his Overheat PP. He's only got 4 left now. And he just keeps dropping his special attack. This Necrozma can just sort of sit in front of most of his mons here. It's a big issue Romeo's had this season. He doesn't have a lot of breaking power on his team. And looks like Finley's brought a somewhat thicker team here as well. Yeah, if Finley can wear down this Rotom, since it's not Scarf, the Mega Pidgeot becomes a massive threat. He's going to reveal the Pain Split, which is very nice for him. So the last move is potentially Will-O-Wisp. Probably not Volt Switch, since he didn't go for it there. He's going to sack the Klefki to the Heat Wave. So I'd predict either probably a Mega Aggron to come out here and try to get up his own rocks. Licky can outlast this thing. It doesn't have Toxic. Then it's only got Moonlight doesn't have that much PP, so Licky can outstall it. What Finley is suggesting is that his team gets 6-0 by Dragon Dance Zygarde. Yeah, if this isn't, if this is Assault Vest Tangrowth, then even if it's not Dragonium, then Zygarde's still a pretty big threat. But if it is like Fizz Def, then he's going to need to use that Z Outrage. And you could potentially pivot into something like Primarina. Yeah, I think he's got to keep both of these things, both Primarina and Tang alive. Try to keep Zygarde in check. Scrafty, if it's Intimidates, Ice Punch can also deal with it. He's going back into this Rotom. This Necrozma is just a pain, and with the rocks up, Rotom's taking a lot of damage. I don't know, if his last move is Dark Pulse or something like Alola Marowak, do you go for it here and try to Paraflinch him? As Necrozma is going to crit the Rotom, which will die, but Necrozma is down to 12 health and did not opt to recover. So, looks like Necrozma will likely drop. This could be an opportunity to set up with Zygarde, seeing as this thing can't really touch it too well. Doesn't show the Toxic or something like an Ice move. It appears to be a more defensive variant, as we are going to see the Zygarde come out. Definitely predicting something like Dragon Dance here, but might be considered a little premature, but Romeo's in the hole now. He's down 2 mons. Yeah, between the Primarina, the Tangrowth, and the Scrafty, there's just a lot here for it. He goes for the Substitute. No leftovers, so probably is the Z-Crystal. This is going to help him a lot, actually, against that pivoting tactic between Tangrowth, the ground resist, and Primarina, the dragon immunity. It's also going to avoid Intimidates from Scrafty. It's a very nice prep there. And you can see something like Dragon Dance, potentially a Coil set. Finley doesn't have too many fast Pokemon, and the ones that are fast are a little bit frail. So E-Speed could be quite strong against them, but I don't know, if he's sub-Coil E-Speed, either he can't touch Primarina or he can't touch Tangrowth, so leaning towards DD Dual Stab here. Yeah. So Tangrowth probably going to have HP dice on it for this Zygarde. You see, Raw switches out while behind a substitute on the HP ice. Licky's going to show the leftovers. So if you can get his rocks up, Necrozma may die. She's going to fail to get off the Toxic, and Necrozma is paralyzed, so this might outspeed, and it does. So that's big, keeping the Necrozma out. But it doesn't feel like Romeo has really seized too much here, but this is kind of like the Necrozma was in that Finley's team, depending on the Primarina set, might have a tough time breaking. This Scrafty's also a potential threat. You guys show Intimidate. It's interesting to know it's not Moxie. But Licky has a fat HP stat, so Drain Punch would be doing a ton of recovery. Probably just going to expect. So he shows Toxic and Return. So the last move is probably Wish Protect. He lets him Drain Punch again, and he gets the high roll. And this is probably GG here. Yeah, with the Licky gone, Mega Pidgeot will just rain havoc. You just need some damage on Mega Aggron. Probably some damage on Zygarde as well. Yeah, the Primarina. Like, Licky was really Romeo's main defensive wall here. And Scrafty. He's just let the Scrafty bully it. I mean, he was kind of down after losing the Klefki, to be honest, but losing the Rotom. Definitely feel like he could have prepped better for Necrozma. I don't know, probably a little bit more breaking power. Would have liked. Maybe something like bringing the Toxicroak could have been a very good idea, especially since that is also a Z captain. That you probably want to put something like a Life Orb Toxicroak. You see Poison Stab really nice for threatening Primarina and Tangrowth, things that check the Zygarde. And also able to threaten mons like the Scrafty, Kamala, Outspeed, and Necrozma. And Necrozma probably wouldn't appreciate Life Orb Gunk Shot, especially if he got up an SD. So seeing the Filter Mega Aggron come out here. He might get up rocks to try to facilitate a Zygarde sweep. But yeah. This thing is only going to take 22, so that does chew. But he's going to get a lot of recovery from that Drain Punch. Looks like Heavy Slam plus Toxic might be a 2 KO, but we don't know what the recovery from this Drain Punch is. Because Aggron's mostly the defense stat, not the HP one, though. So he should be okay. So it looks like it's just going to come down to whether Zygarde can sweep or not. I think all you really need to do is pivot Primarina on the Dragon move for Finley to maintain this. She's going to get, yeah, so he should drop. Ice Punch, but is Toxic going to finish him? Yeah. So I don't think that Finley can kill this Mega Aggron in one hit at this range, unless it is offensive Primarina. Yeah, Finley's definitely in a strong position here, but he's got to give up damage on something. Looks like it's going to be the Pidgeot. Pretty sure Mega Aggron tanks a Heat Wave at this range, but I don't know if he's like a physically defensive Mega Aggron. I don't know how strong Scrafty is really to be able to say if this is Fizdef or Spadef, but usually they are Spadef, and the filter, the Heat Wave, shouldn't do too much. Mega Pidgeot's not really that strong, it just kind of spams Flying Stab, the very powerful Hurricane. Yeah, and it is going to chew that up. And Heavy Slam's going to do a fat 68. So Hurricane will finish it off. So unless this is Scarf Persian, which looks like he is bringing it out. Oh, fake out. And it lives the Hurricane, but does get confused. Oof. That's a feels bad, man. If he could have gone for a parting shot there, put Mega Pidgey at -1, maybe could have gotten up 2 Dragon Dances with Zygarde. He's going to swap, but he just goes for arrows. Yeah, that should be a GG. Tangrowth just HP ices and wins. So it's going to be a win for Finley, which is a win for me in the pick'ems in this league. Yeah, Romeo. His team could use. It got some improvements, but I think the prep could have been better here. Looks like Toxicroak could have been really effective. I definitely would have liked to see a Toxicroak. Like the Zygarde really needs that offensive poison type to really break through the fairies and grasses. You know, like last season I had Zygarde with Salazzle. Worked really well together. The Toxicroak should be able to work pretty similarly. But yeah, he's got to help out his wing condition. Like he probably had maybe Spikes Klefki. If he gotten up some spikes, could have been good. I don't know how much. I probably wouldn't have T-Waved the Necrozma. Like if he's got to bring this really thick team without like with Zygarde is really the only offensive mon. Like you really need to support it better. I think you do need to bring something to help it break the course, like his Toxicroak that he picked up. Because that's gonna be all. Take care.